Recording our stream. Hooray. Got the stream announcement and
nice drop that ball.
should hopefully have all my shit together. Actual run. See how my hand feels. Also, feel free to tell us about like levels and shit.
Yeah, like volume, quiet, game, all that sort of fun.
All that bullshit. Yep. Oh, extremely rips of the Twilight. I will do my best.
For some reason, my stream says Healing Dark, but has Fire Emblem.
Pretty close.
There's no way you didn't update that.
As far as I can tell.
Right?
Admittedly, I may not have I like typed the whole thing in and none of the game options showed up, so I don't know if like maybe that didn't confirm it or something dumb like that.
Here's what the title is.
Yeah.
Ah!
Well, better now. Later. Yeah, that'd be the internet. Well, I guess it'll yell at us when it comes back. At least it's doing that now. Playing around. There it goes. Well, hopefully we're back now.
And that sucks, but at least like it doesn't get the.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if that happens during a run, that's like not major. I can just wait until that comes back.
Like the capture card died. That's a problem.
Yeah. And of course it's during practice currently. Not
Hello,
that important. Hello again.
Yeah, for some reason, like everything except.
Yeah, I must just not have gone through properly. I like typed it in my window, but didn't quite get it. Sure. You might need to like get the drop down menu to show up and get it. Cause like if you look on the thing I have, it says Super Mario Odyssey. Probably like the words typed in rather than the field gotten. Hemetry, holy cow! Thank you so much.
Awesome weddings done quick.
I don't know if that came through the mic as well, because we don't have headphones on right now since we're sort of spread across the room a bit. Like I said, it's because I didn't click the field that has the thing, you know, like there's a big drop down menu and stuff. I typed the whole thing in and it didn't come up, so I was like, yeah, sure. I'll just put it, and I guess that just didn't make it update. The game is still not. Then fuck it, we're playing Fire Emblem. Doesn't matter.
I did it from the drop down.
Then fuck it, doesn't matter, we're playing Fire Emblem. This is not a run. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're playing Fire Emblem.
Clearly having a time right
Yep.
now.
Not important. Yeah. I'll have to figure out what to do about that.
Volume levels.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Twitch that would do
No,
it.
no,
Or,
no.
sorry, it's not OBS
No,
that would let us do it.
no.
Question
Maybe, right? If
then.
we, like, found the desktop audio.
Well, it's not the desktop audio. There is no desktop audio on this.
Oh, right.
Through the Elgato.
Oh,
I could
okay.
turn that down, but I don't. That's actually down. Was before. No, yeah, on purpose.
Oh.
Look at the volume. I mean, this isn't a run. I don't really care.
That's nice.
Tell us if this sounds a bit better.
Alright.
Well, we'll get this sorted out and then I'll start the run. Subs and stuff also may end up coming through our mic, like a little bit double, because like I said, we don't have headphones on. Kind of have to spread out a little bit for this. Okay, should be good then.
Alright.
Okay.
Sound good?
Fine. Again, there's not really going to be any way for me to know for sure until I do the run. Not really using it here, but motion controls and all that stuff. Actually, like, attempting to do it could be different. We'll see.
Alright,
You move these.
oh yeah.
Where my drink's gonna go. Anyway, we do have a new capture card now, so we're fingers crossed hoping that the stream cutouts that like kill the thing where I have to kill the where I have to kill OBS entirely go away. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
Anyway, let's get going.
Alright. Roll.
A side effect of this new capture card is that there is no longer any delay between me playing the game and the stream seeing it. I mean, there's the same delay that you'd have on Twitch through streaming, but there's no longer an additional delay on the Elgato. I can basically play the game from my computer screen right now through the Elgato.
Yep. Kinda cool.
Because we got the USB 3 one instead. Thank you, Kubo.
Thank you.
Shall see how this goes. If I remember how to play this video's game.
Not sure about that one. Again?
Not a fan. Sound fake. Get it. Go. Alright. Over the bridge. Not dying. Always a plus.
Water under the
Oh, there's fog under the bridge, actually.
The dead get loud.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a planet. It's an island on a planet. There's a big globe that we use to choose levels. I mean, there's parts of the entire ocean on this planet that are wholly toxic, apparently.
At the bottom of the place.
What kind of Mario planet doesn't have bottomless pits?
I mean, that's fair.
They're sort of just a natural feature.
That's fair. They're a natural feature. Mario Land. Mario levels bottomless. Mario levels all.
I mean, it kind of changes as things go along. What the Mario, the overall feel of the Mario world. I think at one point there was like a thing that looked like Isle Delfino from Super Mario Sunshine on the globe somewhere. Sort of the same set of islands. I think they may have taken it out.
They were sick of people asking. These are Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh!
Neat.
Oh.
I mean, everything's a gold split, but
Yes.
yeah. Technically, actually, the first several splits will actually be against another set of splits, because those still got like written down as the best ever splits until the run died last week. Ooh, that was wow. Surprised I made that.
Fine. Fine. Alright.
That shit. Yeah, get ready for a lot of gold split noises. Once we get past wherever the run died last time, wooded maybe, it's gonna...
You know I'm fucking ready for that.
The O's are gonna flows. Maybe I'm lost.
Yeah, it was lost.
Guess we'll see.
They try to forget the Bean Beans Kingdom and the Prince of the Beans exists. Raises too many questions.
I mean, of course, the fact that the Mushroom Kingdom was in this game was also sort of like a late game reveal that I really liked.
Rawr.
Brr.
Arr.
Strong start.
Rex is taking control. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah.
Everything Mario had.
By still, you mean for the 100th time this week.
Yes.
Come on. Ah, that wasn't what I wanted at all. I'm not really sure why Mario was facing it.
All I want is a Goomba stamp, but Mario can't go. That's too much to ask, Nintendo.
Strange. Anyway. Also, sorry for the hum in the background. That's the air conditioning. It'll only be on when we're talking.
It's unfortunately summer.
Yes. Hot. Cooler today than it was, but still hot.
Yeah.
Super hot.
I think sometimes they just...
Who is they?
like, just in the Mario-verse, kingdoms just disappear.
And that's a tough question to answer. Unless you really want to go all Zelda timeline on those.
Right? Like, do you think there is one?
Of course not. There wasn't a Zelda timeline either.
No, that's true. There really wasn't. They made that shit up. That shit is just completely made up from beginning to end. Odyssey restored.
Alright, 623. Too bad for those two.
We have an Odyssey.
And now we got Sand Kingdom. Here's where the route starts to get screwed up.
The Sand Kingdom is a bit weird.
Although I will say, this new version of it has a lot more kingdoms that are basically any percent.
Yep. Yeah, the new route, a lot of it's any percent.
In the first go through, because you actually pull a ton of new moons in the post game, basically.
Main game. Okay, that's the word. I think I'm like, ooh, what do you call it before you get to the post game? Game? You're in the game. Game. Hello, the game.
Not the game that I did.
Hello, the game.
Really?
Okay.
I thought I was under that. Oh well. Thanks, Juden. Still gotta figure out the best way to get up after this. Quite what I wanted there at all, but...
I asked for.
Oh, that's awkward. I feel very awkward right now for some reason. Just everything I'm doing isn't go right. It's not the hand though. Like I don't really feel anything in my finger. No. I just none of the moves are currently happening correctly. My brain expects. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I missed T-Rex twice. No, I mean I missed the in the practice session, missed it as well. What's up with that? Okay, rolling and being rolled.
Rolling and being.
Diving. Get busy living or get busy diving? Absolutely not. Ah, I could have actually saved that. I thought I had a bonk. Not hit it much. Ah, that doesn't. Quite weird. Almost saved it. Definitely getting the timing for that down. That's back in the run.
Ah, yeah.
Well, failing to bullet bill manipulate.
Right? Oh, bullet bill manipulate.
So, Red Mage. Luggage next.
Oh, not luggage.
They send the sheep flying.
Not really luggage.
Ash.
Have to wait.
I mean, people used to memorize the entire quiz. Back when... Because, you know, like, he gives you an extra moon if you do the other questions he has. People used to memorize the entire quiz and do that as well. Long, long time ago. Galaxy. Far, far away.
Fun yeah, no. Wrong answer.
Yeah. And in a language you can't read.
Yeah, the Sphinx clip is... I think actually...
It's like...
in 1 point.
Potentially sometimes doable, it's not. Like, run...
Like, it's so completely inconsistent, that run.
Basically, if you want to do Sphinx Clip, buy a version of the game and, like, factory reset your Switch so that it doesn't download the patch for it. That's, like, People run the game in either 1.2, which is the version I have in digital, or a physical copy of 1.0.
It was already like hard to do, and then it became almost impossible. Certainly impossible.
Also worth noting, I could never skip the Sphinx. I have done Sphinx clips. I had done Sphinx clips successfully, like enough times you could count on my hands, basically.
Yep.
So it wasn't really ever a concern for me.
For time, like, spent hours practicing it down. It died.
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah, so I'm a little slow, but I would have been able to get the bird there if I hadn't already done it. Bird is still safety strats getting it in town instead of getting it here.
It's still worth it.
Yeah, no, it's much better to do that consistently. It's honestly like, not much. A little bit awkward for my camera shenanigans. That was bad, but whatever. And Kingdom is done.
Over here. Like so. Casual.
That is fun. 3, that seems right. Yeah, I get there. 18 plus 5.
Good choice!
Circuitry, thank you for the bits.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was a bit slow because I fell off the top there. But that's fine. I'm not really expecting this to PB. It'll just be nice to get a run with this new route. Lake Kingdom's the same as it was in my old Dark Side route, or at least this part of Lake Kingdom. Second visit will be different. Although we won't be doing the total bullshit.
Oh my god. Yeah. Maybe after the run you have to go to like explain what shit is.
I can't even explain it except to say that you can get to a place you shouldn't be able to get to, because I can't even begin to attempt the trick.
Goddamn shenanigans. Really hard shenanigans.
Yep. Getting better at doing that. Congratulations. Worried about that, but fine. Grab that shit. Grab that fish. Oop, I was too high. Somehow I didn't take damage there. Almost fucked that up. Oh, that was too early.
Did it. It's fine, it's all good, you killed him.
He did. Man. Like, eventually those previous segment best things are just gonna disappear. There won't be any previous segments. Then I'll have no idea how I'm doing. I'll have absolutely no reference points.
No, at the end, will he?
Yep. Any more like we'll know like what the timing is. And of course, as you've mentioned, the like if I don't die on the brutals, that still represents the chance to like shave 4 or 5 extra minutes off of even a bad time.
Oh gosh, yeah, we have a ton of things.
Oh!
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be, because I remember fucking up the boss there. Wooded Kingdom is similar, but with like a little bit of bonus stuff. It's pretty much the same as it was in Dark Side, but we cut off some of the longer detours that we would take. Just climbing up the big tree after beating the guy. Brutal. That doesn't happen anymore. Worth noting, part of the reason that you skip the Sphinx in this, or that you get the Sphinx in this run, is because you need the coins.
Yeah.
It makes coining a lot easier. My pathing for that is gone now, which is unfortunate. The brain doesn't do that on autopilot anymore. But basically, you want to pull out 1,000 coins by the time this run is done. You get 400 of them through stuff that was added in the Luigi patch, the 1.2. But then the Sphinx room has, like, some large amount that my brain doesn't quite remember. 100 or something?
Yeah, it's a lot. Definitely.
Many of.
Definitely very good.
Yeah.
The 1.0...
Probably.
They, get
No, they get different ones. Like, when 400 coins are in question, it's not really worth 1 moon. I used to know how to do that one, too. I don't know really what happened, because I've missed that a bunch of times lately. Happy Friday, Apricot Ghost.
Friday.
It. Just a face.
Oh.
No. That was Oof, unfortunate. A little worried about not diving there. Good. Everything is fine. Right, so Wooded Kingdom still has a best second. I guess that's how you can tell how far I've gone. Ugh. Internet today, huh? Well, we'll come back. Feel free to say in chat. Okay, I almost just fucked that up. Oops, I missed. Like a little early there. Go big! There it is. So we should be back momentarily.
Alright.
Ugh, God. So, important to note, that is not run killing.
Yep.
Since I still have the local recording if, you know, necessary.
Yep. We keep it, upload that. Yeah, you can tell if it's the copy card because we're still online, but the feed is stalled.
Yeah, well, it's specifically that, like, you know, the entire rest of the display is fine, but the video game is no longer running. Yeah, it just seems like, I'm not sure if it's like Twitch or what, because it doesn't seem like the rest of the internet is affected by it.
I don't know, I've been having it.
Okay.
That way, the stream went before the stream went.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess it's just our
The internet is blipping.
internet's having a time right now.
Thing is, when it blips, OBS freaks out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just takes OBS a little bit of time to get a proper
Come back
reconnection.
on, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can't just constantly be asking, because that would, like,
Oh yeah.
overflow the thing. Like, hey, is the internet back? You got any games on your phone?
Yeah, so the internet, back.
A little bit awkward going up here. Yeah, apparently they timed it out, and it actually doesn't really matter which one you get first. Alright, hopefully I can manage this extremely difficult system from here. That's one of the 8-bit Luigis that is worth 200 coins. And that's kind of what makes going for the 1,000 coins in the first place worth it. There's 2 of those in this run that we get, and they're like literally right along the way of the path we're already taking. So, like, doesn't really cost us anything to go get them. Yeah, it's like it could be between us and Twitch's servers, but it seems like our internet as a whole is blipping when that happens. Too far. Oh wait, not too far. Haha!
Darn it.
Ah yes, Victor. Actually a French filmmaker, Vicas. Everybody loves me. The risk we take. Alright, didn't take damage there, which is lovely. Fortunately, I have no idea what I'm doing at this point.
It's fine. It's fine. It works. It's fine. Good. It's all good and or fine.
The nice thing about this is that we're basically getting like 10 Moons of Kingdom for the next some multiple of 10 Moons of Kingdom until like Seaside from here. So like it's really easy to make sure that you're still on track numbers wise.
Yeah, splits be good.
31, then 51, then 51 again at Cloud Kingdom, of course. Then 61, then 81, then 91. It's great.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm gonna say Metro Kingdom is just any percent. I think that's right. I mean, if there's 18, then it's not. I think it is. No. I mean, we're not getting there for another like 10 minutes, but... Ah, now the real test. Do you know the names of all the moons? Anyway, let's go fuck up Bowser. Both beating him up and also me fucking up the trick. What? That hat was inside of him when that went on me. That's what I thought. Yes.
It's mine, Bowser.
That seems to be the new recovery for me when I fuck it up, but don't fuck it up irreversibly. That's basically me throwing my cap a little bit late. Well, I saved that without taking damage somehow.
Good, good work.
Alright.
That was a good Bowser. Wasn't your best Bowser in a little while?
Quite a while, yeah, because I just didn't... All of the fuck-ups were minor.
Oh!
Yeah, that was easily going to be better, because if I remember correctly, that last one was a bit of a disaster.
Ooh, yeah, the last one was
Good choice!
Everything went wrong.
Thank you.
Misery Mira, thank you for the bits. Alright, so this is, we only get an any % number of moons, but because we're actually going to be coming back here in a while,
yeah, it's actually different.
Totally different set of moons.
Yep. It's a lot of the moons are ones we got in the old Dark Side route.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of a weird match of the any % and the old Dark Side.
Incidentally, I will say thank you in a moment.
Hey,
Thank you, Yggdrasil! So much for the resub. Yeah, 9 months. We are getting there.
We're getting some 10 months worth.
Hmm. Now we die. Okay, you know, I will accept this as an outcome, as a valid...
As a thing that happened. Excellent.
Beautiful. Okay, that's about as good as that can go in general. Now it's the butterfly? Or no, it's the above the island, then the butterfly. That one.
Review.
And then butterfly.
Butterfly, yeah.
And then...
The garden king.
Yep.
So we don't actually, yeah, we don't do killer ones.
You'll see why.
For a reason.
You'll all see. No. What's the next one?
In the swamp. Versus Swamp Hill.
Right. Range is totally blank there.
No worries.
Yeah, I didn't do that on a practice file I made.
And yeah, we do actually touch this flag and then turn back to next one we're going to.
Is the stone one? This one. Inside a stone cage. Oh!
Oh, right, yeah, you're supposed to set off the cage first.
Yep. Whoops.
So the next one is the cage gold, so you're actually set off the guy first, then get that one.
Yeah, you basically run down this way,
The
hit
route doesn't say
this
that, because
guy.
the route just says the moons, so it's very easy.
Yep.
So, oh right, yeah, we're supposed to...
And now it's the one under the bridge for the last one,
Yes,
correct?
speaking out on the right.
We good. We good. Got this.
Yes, acceptable, fine, mm-hmm.
It's kind of, it sucks a bit more if I die here because I'm back up at the top.
Yeah.
Probably will just warp back over.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, all the way over here. Get back to the Odyssey. Yeah, it's like you really want to survive there, but if I get the moon, I'm not really planning.
Yeah, as long as you get the moon.
There we go. We're in uncharted waters with this route. And also, most people probably won't have seen this route at all.
Yeah.
The next several kingdoms are very any % though, so it'll look fairly familiar to you.
Oh!
And all of these are going to be gold splits.
Hell yeah.
All gold, baby.
You know I love my gold.
Early's gold.
Nothing but gold. Drawn in.
Every segment here will be the best I've ever done that segment. Mostly because it doesn't really make sense to run against my old split since there are 2 extra kingdoms in this run, which would basically like go out to everything.
Yeah. If I do some weird shenanigans.
To even try to get a comparable time. I believe world record was eventually taken with the bit of splits. Nope. Bayleaf has it, and he definitely runs this. I knew I'd fucked that up, but I just jumped from like the wrong place. FIR? Here? Oh wow. He's like the...
Oh, an 80%.
In any percent, huh? He is the, whatchamacallit, world record holder in a, like, most of the Hyperlight Drifter categories.
Ah. Cool, yeah, one day ago he got 102.
Wow. Oops, didn't, like, hit... didn't grab onto the wall there, Mario.
80%.
Hmm. It's like Sweet Saga in between them.
Yep.
No, hasn't been playing for a while. No.
Dark side. It was no bailing.
Ah, who has a...
2 days ago, Kerbis fit.
Ah, right. Yeah, I remember Kerbis was also grinding it out. If that makes sense.
156
Hmm.
compared to 159.
Right. Yeah, I think I remember both of them were doing it. With the newer route. Mario, please. Left off of there a little weird. Yeah, my timings are definitely a bit off right now. Hasn't like screwed me completely, but...
No.
Fuck! Controller! I mean, that's just what happens when I'm holding it at a bit of an odd angle, to be honest. It's annoying that it's not the first time that's happened. And of course, it's time lost. It's certainly not the same as same cycle, basically. Oh, I got it.
Nice.
Sorry, I was
No.
extremely trying to make that happen in a very bad,
Why I was going to 17,000.
come back to 80% at some point. I'm a bit more warmed up with the game again. Woo! It's kind of nice to be doing this on like a no pressure, don't really care what my time is kind of run. I did get a chance to at least practice some of the post-game kingdoms, which is kind of my weakest point. Hopefully that sticks with me, because I last did it on like Monday. But no, they don't split most. Like, I think it's only the really long runs that are split.
World Peace.
Yeah, I think that's just because clips. It's basically on a decision like how much of a difference the versions make. They're all sort of just exactly. So.
Seems like the 80% is right.
Yeah. Sphinx clip and first moon clip, which is like a totally different thing that I've never done. Patch first day.
You not want to.
Done with scoots.
No scoots for us. So there is a 1.2 1 hour 3.
Yeah, I mean that's sort of the thing that like it's still not a massive difference. The reason that if you're playing the patch version you play digital is because digital has faster loads. Overall. Yeah, and that's sort of the big secret about it, that honestly it's like doesn't matter that much currently when it comes down to it.
We're not down to frames, frames.
Yeah, the blind bench flick was pretty close there, but didn't quite happen.
It's happened once.
I've gotten it a few times in practice and stuff, partially by like turning the camera while I'm getting the other, like the garbage pile moon.
I mean, it definitely happened on stream once.
Yeah. Gotten pretty good at getting that one without having to throw my hat. Which is good. If I throw my hat, it's bad.
Yeah.
Nineboat, thank you so much for the resub.
You Mario, slow down. You're gonna get in trouble.
Coming up, we will have the second 8-bit Luigi. Right here in this pool. Having a dip. My tiny 2D brother is. That's fine.
Got it. We still got it.
The footballs, I think you just kick them around for coins and stuff. They might have moons attached to them somewhere, but I don't know.
Shit's on you.
Should be noted, I've never actually 100%ed this game.
You definitely got darker. So.
Yeah, I've gotten the majority of moons in the game, just not all of them.
The HP in darker. But yeah, not 100%. Those are just there to have fun with.
Ah, really?
Bonked on that table, huh?
Bonked on a table.
Up to bonk on.
Hi. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Alright.
More moons to go.
Throwing about that pigskins. What's better than this? Just a bunch of guys being dudes.
Those guys.
Alright, so that's this done. Up next we go to Snow Kingdom because we don't have to worry about getting the coins for things.
You 100%.
And Danny?
Danny, 10 hours, 7 minutes.
Yeah, he's basically just been grinding 100% for the last like 2 months. Like if you look at obsoleted records,
Yeah,
I think he owns like all of them.
Absolutely.
Like the top 10 times or something like that over the last few months.
Yeah.
Oh.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's just been running it.
But yeah, you stopped an hour and you're 10 off of it.
Yep. That's kind of how like games like this go. There's a main category that everyone does, but once people get kind of bored of the any percent or whatever the most done category ends up being, certain people will move off to other categories and sort of just become the god kings of that specific category, or you'll have like 3 or 4 people just trading the record in whatever that category is and sharing secrets and all sorts of shit like that.
That's the thing about, Bro, those are really awesome, but how that 8 hours?
Yeah.
And not just like dumb.
Yeah. Yes, he goes for a pee break at some point. Like, I believe he's like, spamming jumps to get the moon for X number of jumps. Like, part of the run, like part of the shit he has to do in the run is like always be throwing his cap and always be jumping when he has a spare moment, because there are moons for throwing your cap and jumping a ludicrous number of times. The only difference about Snow, by the way, is that we get this hint art with Poochie in it. He did not, in fact, die on the way back to the planet. Alright, I'm gonna call that a recovery.
It's fine. It's fine. It worked. It's fine. It's fine and or good.
That won't pay off for quite a while.
So he takes a break while it's like...
Yeah, well, like, he brings the controller to the bathroom with him
God,
and
okay.
keeps hitting the jump button to get the rest of those out. At least I know he did that, like, that was part of the route at one point.
Wow.
Because that's the sort of thing, like, when you get those really long speedruns, you actually have to start planning your life around them. Like, you have points in the run where you are doing specific things like eating and stuff like that. Bavaria, home of the Cozy Boys. I have some of their prank call seed loans. Totally do that if I practice that a bit. Not currently. Yeah, that's kind of like how you do that even faster. As long as you knock his hat off and get him out of the loop, you have plenty of time. It's like a really long stumble. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure I was gonna get that. Oops, I started rolling there instead of diving like I wanted to. This is fine.
Fine. It's good and fine. Love it. I love it when it's good and fine.
Exactly. But yeah, like the 100% runs are absolutely ridiculous. You actually do a ton of coin grinding right at the start of them.
That's so you can get all the stuff.
Kind of, yeah. And I mean, there's a fast way to do it in Cascade, so it's like it's right there. Do like the very first time that you show up. I need to go carry on my wayward son.
You jumped over the boy.
I'm getting better at doing those shake jumps, which is good because there's a few places where it's actually really important to be comfortable with that. Just didn't long jump at all there.
Wow.
Just didn't happen.
Alright. Whoops.
Not really sure what just occurred there. Started ground pounding there because that's sort of the easiest way to
So?
stop your momentum completely and then just go. And it costs me some time, but not a massive amount of play. Ah, new Kid Cool world record as well. Now I'm definitely not pressing buttons correctly. I mean, it's one of those things I've noticed happens to me. It's like it's happened more than once. Mostly with hitting the Z button not correctly, or like having my dives be slightly mistimed. It's like, it's quite bad right now, like that. I'm not really sure, and I think it's just me. But I don't know. I mean, it hasn't happened at a point that's gotten me completely killed in a multiple minute sense.
Yeah.
Like, death in that room is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. If I was better at this category, it might be, but I'm still actually trying to set, like, you know, 2 hours, 10 minutes kind of time. Until I get up to that point, those sorts of mistakes are just like, yeah, you're gonna do it. Run.
Oh!
Anyway, off to Seaside, where I actually have to remember a slightly different route. We're off of any percent now. Seaside
Yeah,
and Luncheon Kingdom. Luncheon is actually any percent, now that I think about it. They took out basically all the extra Luncheon moons in favor of stuff after that.
Yeah, go into...
Yep. Which is fine by me. Luncheon's kind of gigantic.
And we don't have to do the fucking hell room anymore.
Yeah.
Although I think I dubbed like 3 or 4 things in Luncheon. The hell.
That's fair.
When I was playing it.
But yeah, the magma ball bubble room is out again. No more of that. For now.
Shit.
That hippie shit out of here. Find myself up. Build them up. Break them down. Yeah, I kind of corrected right at the start and it was enough. I could sort of just let it go. Anyway, so here's what we're doing now, and the reason that we skipped a moon, or a few moons that are normally in the end. We actually just come back and get them right now.
Ah. Yeah, because we're gonna do try to get like...
Yes. Right, make sure I touch the ground here.
Oh, cut ground.
Don't do that, can't get up to Captain Toad, and it blows.
Yep.
Make sure he's far enough away from Captain Toad that Captain Toad is not cowering.
I think we got up to him, but you had so much water you didn't have him for
That
the
has been known to happen,
Yeah.
yes. Then we do not get this moon because it's kind of awkward. Instead, we just use the path over here to, or the flag over there to refill. Then you spawn this moon, get the guy back, refill him again with this.
Ah, okay, cool.
And then that gives you the refill that you need to get over to this part. Because of course, I pulled him out there so that I can then grab him, grab the moon with him, and then fly over.
Oh, this is cool.
Yep. Yeah, like when you do this properly, the moons and the flags are actually all of your water management.
Oh, that's...
Yep. That's like the whole idea behind that route. And like, It's pretty quick. The only reason you don't do it at any percent is because you end up with more moons than you would at any percent.
Yeah.
Like, than you need in any percent, so the other route's faster. Like, Seaside is one of those weird, awkward kingdoms where there aren't really any closely enough clustered things that you kind of always have to be going to, like, out-of-your-way places and make your way across the map. Even though it's just, like, a 10-moon kingdom. Under a dangerous ceiling. Oh, hello, Dory. Oh, that was really good.
Perfect.
That is probably the best I have ever done that on camera, like that whole set of things on camera there.
Really neat.
There we go. Didn't even bonk in that tunnel.
Nice. Oh, not ball.
Anyway, that'll get us up to 104. Yeah, the routing on this is absolutely fantastic. Like, the Gushins are, like, kind of weird to control, and you sort of have to just understand where they refill their waters, but when you're actually, like, and also you only get one chance on, like, all of that shit, so if you fuck it up, you kind of are just losing a ton of time.
Oh yeah, your route just
But
goes to shit.
when you do it correctly, it's just awesome. Yeah, like, Seaside Kingdom, I wouldn't call it super hard, but you do, like, need to be really comfortable doing it. Because if you fuck up, you actually are gonna lose a ton of time compared to doing it correctly.
Yep.
But yeah, like, basically it turns the whole kingdom into being about water management, which is kind of cool, because that doesn't really exist in anywhere else in the game.
Last run where you did Seaside, did you not lose the Gusher?
Probably. I probably did. Sounds like something I would do. Hello? Nice.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I thought I was okay there.
So yeah, Luncheon has changed from its weaker dark side one to Bay.
Yeah, Luncheon is exactly as it was.
You don't have to do the potable room anymore. Like,
The potent potable room.
The Hell Room 1. I named them one, like, there's like 3 Hell Rooms in this place.
Nope. I actually could have probably gotten that. That's one of those things that, like, there's no real reason for me to be doing it as it is, but when I can, it's kind of sweet.
Luncheon was the one with the train challenge, I think, without Catherine, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a Hell Room.
Ah, fuck. I deserve that. Ugh. Not too late. Way too late. It's the sound on in the background. Fuck me up.
Oh, do you want me to?
Nah, I mean, the fight's done. One of the few things I rely almost entirely on sound for in the game. Gushin Florm is a bit floody, except you actually get, like, the dash power at all times. The one thing I would say that's awkward about it is the, like, if you're on the ground, like, at all, your momentum stops dead, and it's really hard to restart yourself, and that's, like, really awkward to deal with. Oops. Ugh. But I wanted it all there. Anyway. Yeah, it definitely feels like an iteration on the kind of stuff you did with the Flood, just sort of taking the parts of it that they liked. Of course, the turbo mode thing is its own thing with those fire flowers. I'm sure I made that. This is fine. By the way, worth noting that the slots are actually out of this room. We do not do the slots anymore, because if you're not doing all 3 slots, there's basically no real reason to do any slots.
Yeah, they're slow and annoying.
And have 2 loading screens each time, each way.
them was that doing all 3 of them
Got you
an
a 4th
extra
star,
move.
yeah.
For there, they were not that anyway sucked, but were like, you know, not that much slower movement.
Yeah.
But and you got an extra move for
Yeah, I mean, most of it is just that the loading screens are a lot to deal with. It's the same reason that you don't really go to shop moons all that often in the run, and that, like, most of the ones you get are actually the ones in the post-game that are, like, just out and about, because they don't incur loading screens, which makes them pretty quick. That was another one. Yeah, again, like, it's my controls, because this is something I've done since I started using the the Pro Controller. I don't know why it's back right now. It's just totally a reflex timing thing. Damn. No, again, like, it's not something I even think about. Like, it's in some ways out of practice, but sort of, it's not something I ever practiced. It's just something that happens. As I play more, I won't even think about it, and I'll just start doing it less. It's always annoying when it shows up. Ah, shit. I'm dead. Oh well, I went for it. That's the first time that's ever killed me.
Yeah.
Because normally you just land on that ledge and you're fine. Oh well. That's annoying. Better to be trying this in a run that doesn't matter. That. So you just skip the last fork. And, like, again, if you bonk in most spots there, it's actually fine, because you land on the platform below you. Whereas there, I landed on the platform on the outside edge of it. Knocked me off. I couldn't move myself before it went.
Well, worse things happen.
Oops. That platform is awkward.
I still miss the. I know you don't miss the
No,
skip.
not even slightly. It sucks.
It sucked.
It was awful.
It was amazing. Awful to do.
Watch me awkwardly set it up for like 5 minutes and then fuck it up and then lose the whole run.
And then the bot was amazing. I love it.
Awful.
Love it. Miss it.
Ugh. There, that's a reason I would not get a physical copy of this.
You just have to do current but
Yeah, because it's in there. I mean, Sphinx Clip too. It's like, if you're not doing all the really tough jumps with it, there's no reason to have it. I feel like the quote-unquote floodless levels, you know, the Capulus levels in this, flow a bit better because it's not sort of its own thing. It's just there's a scarecrow where you leave Cappy on and then you have to do a challenge. And, like, there are a few of those levels that are sort of explicitly their own loading zone thing that you have to throw Cappy in to even get them at all. But I like that they made it a bit more of a natural mechanic than what Sunshine had. Yeah. Yep.
Versus or it's janky and much.
Boy, the camera is happening right now.
Oh, the camera's having a time.
Pretty sure I was safe there.
It sort of feels
Oh.
more playable.
Cappy? It's very, like, foundational to everything, and, like, basically because everything kind of came out of it, it kind of still controls a bit better than it used to. I mean, it's very basic in what it does, which I guess also kind of helps it. For the most part, it's not really expecting too much of you at any given time. scenes to skip, more happy dialogue to skip. And we leave, finally. I feel like I tried to split there like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, 122.
Like, I wanna split. Oh, press the button.
Good.
Oh.
1 hour mark here in luncheon. Here in the trailer park. It is kind of funny to think, because I would be hitting the 1 hour mark in my any % runs at Ruin Kingdom, going to now. Kind of really shows you just how little time has been added, basically.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like how few moons you're getting at the start here compared to what you would do in any %.
Yeah.
Because now we visit 5 kingdoms instead of 3 that we originally did, other than the Mushroom
To be
Kingdom.
fair, we'll have more than the any %.
Oh, yes, you go
After,
more.
we'll actually get, oh, is it? Now.
Yeah.
Right now. Hello.
The fuck right now.
Right now, any % number of moons.
Still not 100% on that one. But it's
Yeah,
fine.
I think now we get 100.
Probably.
Yeah,
100.
that's right. 147 after.
Yeah, and all the rest of the bonus moons up to 250 are done in the post game. Bonk. It worked. Random thing I found is that if being an idiot I take damage around here, it's actually really difficult to go pound a third part. Like basically extra damage that is not the damage I'm taking on purpose here. Now granted, if I take 1 extra point of damage, it's fine. Like that's still have plenty of health, but it's always scary when you get down to this and you're still, you know, like you only have 1 extra hit of leeway, whereas here I'm full health. Because these things make it really, really difficult to actually like pound
Pound
these
on it
things.
without it.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, damn good dragon.
Beautiful.
Perfect dragon.
Like it, love it, gotta have it. Ba-bong. I do hope I did put the correct number of moons in my thing, since I'm not doing the weird specialty strats. I'm pretty sure I did, like, with the proper ones, but if the counts are slightly off, that would probably be why.
Yeah,
We'll mention the moons when they come
We're
up.
actually in with 148 on.
Oh, is theirs say 147?
Yeah, there's
Okay,
147.
then the count is wrong then. On my
We're
splits.
getting an extra.
We will get 1 extra moon on the moon. A whaler on the moon, as it were.
So we'll edit it. I mean, if we keep track of how many moons we have at a time, that'll make it for us to
Yeah.
put-
Yep. Basically, there are some really wacky tricks that you can do that don't really save a huge amount of time. In a few places that I just don't even try.
Oh.
There's one in the second Lake Kingdom visit, and there's
Yep.
one in the second Lost Kingdom visit,
Yep.
neither of which I even bother with. And now we have Bowser's. Bowser's Kingdom is quite different. We grab a bunch of extra moons along the way, and then we're gonna come back here. I will also need to make sure that I hit various checkpoints. I actually think the Bowser's Kingdom, like, second visit is one of the most interesting routes in the game.
There's actually 2 moons we get.
Yes.
But we're not doing it.
Right.
We're not doing it.
That do not get
So
got.
there are 3 moons that we are replacing.
Yep. Yeah, in Lost Kingdom, it's basically a pair of moons.
Yeah, so we're replacing it with One from Moon and...
Hey, I finally did that shit. First time in 500 years.
But you were really sad on that.
I mean, that's as far as tricks go. It's that one is neither. Oh, make absolutely certain you hit that.
Yep.
Anyway, as tricks go, that one is not like one of the worst ones for sure. Woo!
Woo!
So we grab this one as before, and like the other one as before. This stuff is pretty much the same, but like I said, we are eventually going to warp to that other one there. So. Awkward, but I made it happen. And I think that's what counts.
Yep.
Yeah, we may have to keep count based on the list over there just to be certain.
I know where she will be. We'll be one up after Moon until Lake, and then we'll be up.
Yeah.
And then once we hit Lost, we'll then be back up.
Yeah. The important thing here is that you're actually getting a bunch of just the extra moons lying around.
Yeah. We're not going out of our way, we're just are nearby that have been in any percent.
Various bits of any
dark
percent.
Side runs before, yeah.
Yeah, there will be a few totally new ones though, eventually.
Oh, yeah, and
Second Bowser's Kingdom trip is like a ton of moons that I had never seen before.
Fun. Some that are added, actually, Bowser, oh well, Mega Brittle. And others that are added with Moon.
Yep.
Yeah, when you beat the Mega Brittle on this level, the level.
Everything changes when the Fire Nation attacks.
Yeah, absolutely. More moons are actually available.
Yep. Yeah, the level layout actually changes a bunch, and then you come here and also get the Moon Rock to get even more.
And you get more. We actually aren't gonna get the statues.
Yep. We'll be getting those second time around, but we can get to that once we get to that.
Now we're gonna get this one.
Behind the turret wall. One of those convenient ones, like,
Right there.
literally spawns you right next to the moon. Yeah, those two were in the old dark side route.
Pokebirds, yeah, they are strange kind of like. Mostly it's trying to poke in the wall.
Yeah.
It needs a bit of practice because it's so easy to poke slightly above the hole.
Yep.
Or slightly below the
The
hole.
game is surprisingly exact about that.
Slightly to the side of the hole. I don't want to poke in the hole. No. You want to poke around the...
Darker Side is also like a long run that I may learn someday. Make sure you hit the warp for this one as well. And it's definitely got, you know, its own routing stuff. I don't actually know what like the most popular categories are right now for like various people to run. I think it's mostly, there's like a few people doing the running and routing for most categories currently.
Yeah, they're all fairly World Peace is still the second biggest category, but we aren't running that anymore.
Impressive. Always the last place you choose. Okay, that's fine.
Darker Side Bailey.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
3 hours and 20.
How long ago? Okay. Yeah, it's not like his active running game, but it was, or his active category, but it was.
Yeah, his active category. He did do a World Peace. Yeah, World Peace. I mean, there are still people still running that. Mario Ace. 119.
Oh god, I'm still using timings. If I fuck up anything in the Harriet fight, just blame the moon. currently fucking up everything.
Blood Moon.
To be fair, it's Bowser's Kingdom that has the Blood Moon. There we go. Yeah, I mean Belaphon, because the coins are like
Everywhere.
meant to be used for a ridiculous amount of purchasing. Like to purchase everything in the game, you need like thousands and thousands of coins, like tens of thousands of coins. So they needed to make it so that they weren't tied to health for that, and it also makes it so that they have a slightly different type of consumable, which is good from their point of view.
Hey guys, though, if we ever get 200 subs, 100% Odyssey run.
Okay, we also have to hit this one.
Yep.
In fact, this is arguably the single most important one.
Yeah.
Because the moon rock is to our right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't go into the water anymore, at least not now.
Yeah, not at this moment in time.
And it is a bit like any percent with a few added back in.
Yeah, basically like a lot, you know, like there were always 2 moons you needed to get in any percent. I hit him. That was weird. That was another one where it almost just fucked up. Like, a lot of these moons were originally in any percents, as, like, potential extra moons that you could get. And now, because they're close enough, you might as well grab a bunch of them. What?
Right above the castle gate. Or instead of blocking the castle.
Oh. Alright then. I guess I have an extra moon. I could have sworn he was in that. I guess we'll see what our count is afterwards. That'll tell us. I mean, if that's the case, I'm gonna skip the, somebody come fuck this Goomba.
Yeah.
That's the plan if I've accidentally picked up an extra moon. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, you do.
Huh.
We might get him later. Let me have a look.
I don't believe you do, just because I was practicing the route.
Oh, no, he isn't.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, changelog. Alright, this is recently
Oh,
updated.
this literally just happened?
Yeah.
That
okay,
explains it.
So they replaced Captain 2000.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So, in that case, we can't skip somebody come fuck this, because I did not get top of tall tree.
Oh yeah, I went down and there's the changelog at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's the 18.
Yep. Right, no talking. Oof, alright. Guess, I mean, you can talk, I just will not be able to respond until this is done. Got it! Okay. Yeah, so it was actually slightly off.
We'll catch up literally now.
Right now. Yeah, because of getting Captain Toad instead of the... If it was later, I would have considered it, and also if I knew what the moon was, but... As it already is how it is.
Good thing I checked for Captain Toad there. On that bottom.
That was pretty much perfect. As perfect as I personally can do Mecha
Yeah,
Brutal.
I was very confused when I'm like, hang on a minute, Captain Toad's in here.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm glad we didn't notice before now, because we would have been really confused if we were paying attention to the numbers. Woo! Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
Alright, so one last moon to get over here. What even is a moon? We just don't know. Yep, got that shit. Felt like a pretty decent Bowser's Kingdom. No major disasters. Always nice. It is funny because I have like absolutely no concept of where I should be in the run and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, timing wise.
Oh.
But hey, that was a gold split.
Holy walls.
We're-
Hell yeah.
We are past my any percent time.
Guess what? I mean, this would probably still make, like, you know, I want to actually look up what this would get you.
Timing wise, once I finish
what
it.
position it would get.
I mean, we'll get all the extra time of the moon itself, so but we could see
That'd be funny. I want to see, like, where exactly that
where I would
position
be on
the
the any percent leaderboards
Yeah.
if I just submitted this to any percent.
Yep.
Right, now this fucking one, which always been impossible. Now you know it, you love it. It's Bunny.
Oh god, I hate this guy. I hate him.
He's a real fucker.
I hate him.
That's kind of what you can do to him there. Gonna do not the ridiculous bullshit strategy.
Oh no.
I just cannot do that consistently. I've done that maybe once or twice ever. Basically, you long jump across that platform that has the purple coins on it.
Yep. And get
And
across to
land
this.
on the,
Gotta doing it.
like the intended way.
Good way.
I mean, I actually don't need that fire flower. I could have just long jumped
Yeah,
it. I
actually, we
forgot.
did
But
discover that, didn't we? Yeah.
yeah.
And it is actually close. And it's actually long. I don't remember.
Yeah, and it's like coming back, you actually do want this because
Yes.
it's faster to move this way, but because you have to like go out of your way to get the
Kill
fire flower,
yeah.
you cannot catch them today, huh? Anyway,
You don't like.
indeed. Triple jump here to kind of keep a little bit extra. Would have gone for it, but I was way off. Like, no bueno. Yeah, I've actually gotten really consistent lately.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like I've leveled up something
So here's where we're gonna go off.
slightly off
Because we're
route.
gonna get an edge. That we've done before, because it used to be
Yeah,
the dark
this
side.
was in the dark side route beforehand. It's this one right here that
Yeah.
is not currently in the route.
Yeah, it's been. The cliffside one and up in the rafters, which I assume they do use the cliffside method.
Yes, it's actually specifically mentions if you can't do the super trick, this makes inside the rafters easier. Now, of course, I have done inside the rafters both ways.
Yeah, but it would.
The other way is just a pain in the butt.
Oh,
It's fine.
that scares me every time you do it.
I know, but at least I do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Go, let's Bowser up.
A roof route.
Oh, the roof.
Right. Time's up. Let's do this. Roll. Okay.
Oh,
good. Nice. Last one. Yeah, a lot of it is just taking damage at the right time. There we go.
Bowser's. Nice.
Indeed. That was like as good as Bowser can be.
Yeah, nicely done.
Onward!
Run, Bowser, run!
Run, run, run. Coward. Along. And away we go. Moon strats!
Bowser jump here saved like
2D skip is what people call it.
2D skip, that's like insane.
Dumb as shit. Totally pointless. Everything speedrunning aspires to be. Yeah, if you blow up the all 6 of the walls on the first run through, it's actually really easy to do it on the second one. Okay then, pretty sure you can make that normally. Yeah. Yeah, the one time I decided to place it properly and they're like, no, actually. Sure. No. Most. I was like waiting for the camera to turn there. But this is alright. Yes, I split at the exact point, so you'll be able to see it. Like, I figure it just makes sense to split at the same time as any percent. 45. Gotta reel the end over here. Yeah.
695th. Not bad, you know. Considering you get an extra 20
odd moons, yeah. Anyway, this Mushroom Kingdom is exactly the same.
Yeah, the run's still fine. Oh,
we have no real way of like saying, because this is a new route that I haven't finished a run of yet.
But considering we're only not even 10 minutes past your any percent.
Yeah.
I think we're fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be a little tough to say until we're getting, you know, closer to the time.
Yeah.
Once we come back to Mushroom Kingdom the second time around, the route is actually exactly the same after that.
Yeah.
I think we might get one extra moon in it, but that's it. In Mushroom Kingdom 2. So, like, that's when you'll have a better idea of how the run is doing relative to usual. Although you would have to know how long it took me to beat the Brutals last time around and do Mushroom Kingdom, so I don't know what those times are off the top of my head. Ever onward, caught hopping in the garden.
Yes.
I do love that the names of the rabbit moons are caught hopping. I don't know why, it's just a phrase that kind of piques me.
Pretty good.
Yo. Yeah, there's a like dark spot on the grass that I use there to know that if I throw my cap and shake it, it will hit the rabbit. That darn rabbit.
Okay,
That wascally wabbit.
God damn asshole. It was really funny when I was playing this casually. And we realized how you're supposed to get this.
This particular one here. There's a scooter like nearby that you can just grab and run with.
Because I was trying to get it by rolling. Oh shit. Trying to get it by rolling like this. A little bit too. I'm not a speed boy.
I haven't done that in forever. I know that's like one way that you can fail this.
Yeah, that Goomba just right in the back. But yeah, you're actually supposed to grab the scooter.
Yep. Yeah, I mean the only like quote-unquote major time loss that's happened so far is the
Goombas.
The only major time loss that's happened so far is the fork room.
Yes.
Because I died in the fork room in Luncheon. Alright. Gotta do the horny Goomba.
Or not that. Absolutely.
It's great when it works.
Fantastic.
I almost actually just flew past
I know,
it, which would
right?
have been
You
hilarious.
almost flew right into the water. That
Luckily,
was
Goombas have very
fucking
sticky
shit.
feet.
That was so great. You hit it at just the right angle. And whee!
Yep. Yeah, you basically go off that hill with like a fin jump. I was kind of in the wrong spot for that. I mean, technically, I should actually do.
Oh.
There, that was another one. I should be doing a backflip there. Backflip would actually move me towards the wall.
Oh shit.
Alright, ground pound it is. I shouldn't have changed that. Ugh, oh, that was terrible. That bonk. That bonk in particular.
That bonk.
Mostly you can't hit the castle straight on or you get too far away from it.
Oh.
I bounced off Cappy. Go.
Save, recover.
Ah,
oh shit! I'm shocked.
I'm not.
What?
I'm shaking, that's why.
Oh.
It's motion controls.
Okay.
When I jump off of it, it's still catching me shaking from like going up it, which again is me.
Brings that up.
Yeah, it makes me throw Cappy instantly. It's annoying. Ugh, well, that was an awful Mushroom Kingdom.
The worst. Yeah, the main difference is Volcanic is that a lot of the early moons you would get in the main game have been cut out and go to two different kingdoms.
Yeah, we revisit Bowser's and Lost Kingdom, basically. Alright, I do this when I hit the button to go to Cap Kingdom.
Right.
When I'm doing my splits right now.
Cap Kingdom's a lot less terrible.
Yeah.
There are a lot fewer moons.
Oh!
Seaside isn't super new. That, like, similar things to that whole fly a guy across the coast have existed for a long time.
It's basically a mashup of part of the Dark Side route and part of the Any.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if I can actually remember all of the post-game kingdoms, because this is where it gets fun. Cap should be fine, I practiced that a bunch.
Yeah, we're not getting the frog anymore.
God.
That one was always good.
Yeah.
Did this last time, we discovered the fastest way to fly these guys in.
Yep.
Pick that boy.
So many power moons popped out.
Or two.
I did. Although it would be pretty funny if I'd laugh. Yep. Oh, I'd laugh.
Don't cry. Too stoic, you would never cry.
More just that frogs are slow.
Frogs are slow. Great, they jump really high, but they move around very.
Yeah, like having to cross the map with them to get that one move really, really
Yeah, the
awkward.
last one moved on a frog.
You know what is great though? Cat and Toad.
Yeah.
Yes, you were always like above his count. Meet and greet count.
That one kills me every time.
Yeah?
Every time.
Yeah. That's kind of a leap of faith.
A little bit. Like when I was playing this casually, I'm like, I was saying to him, like,
How the fuck do you get
how the
that?
fuck do you get that? Like legit. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to jump to it, right?
A little bit.
And he was like, Goomba, and
You know those things, those guys that are like all over the level?
oh, right. You're supposed to flat it. It says in the name, you know.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that is more or less what I did in the Buzz Lightyear kind of sense.
It's true. And beyond.
Mario?
It's funny, she actually talks about going to the Cap Kingdom if you haven't met her there yet. Like, she basically has dialogue pointing you to all the kingdoms she goes to. But because you can do it in, like, any order, it's... You know, it can happen in different places.
Why do we want you? Bird to catch. Got him. Good.
You know,
Nicely. Very, very nicely done. Exactly where I wanted to be.
yep.
Basically halfway across the map.
Yep. Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I can do everything after the death warp fast enough that it's pretty easy for me to hit the bird. I have to stop flapping here soon enough that I can, like, you know, come down as fast as I can. More or less. It's a bit of a weird one. Really, I've just practiced a lot of the random shit that would get me killed in Cap
Yeah.
Kingdom,
Like this
for
one.
example.
Pull back on that controller.
Yeah, if you just dive straight for this, you will fall straight off the edge.
Slightly lower than that long jumping there. We'll
It's a
fall
very, very close long jump.
and we'll die.
I barely managed to avoid a bonk there.
Alright, at least you managed to talk to the right one.
Nope. And then try to buy a life up
Try to
by.
buy a line hard.
As you do.
I know it's not a run killer,
Nope.
because
I have a little bit
you
more.
have more than 100.
Hello, Waffles O'Malley.
Whoa!
Welcome to the mark.
So now we spin the hat. Get
That should be correct.
yeah, then we go back to the ship and get a little. I go there.
Few moons on the way here.
Yeah.
One. This one. Now there's this fucking jump that I need to be actually careful about.
Good. Alright, and then there's the fucking bunny.
As long as you know where you should be to throw your cap at him, you're fine.
So yeah, this is a shorter cat, only 50.
Yep.
Cutting out a lot
70,
of the,
right, because we have the one bonus one. Good.
bonus. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, we cut out like. How much did we get last? You get like 20 on?
Something like that in that neighborhood.
In the
We're
order.
going to Lake.
We're
Right?
gonna link, yeah. And I want to get
This is the part where splitting gets awkward.
Yeah, this is where our moon count is.
It's slightly off currently, yes. We have 170.
We're one ahead.
Yes. Yeah. No, I know what I was doing.
We will after this be 2 ahead because we're missing one here. We're
gaining 2 extra ones.
We're gaining 2 extra ones.
Oops. We got a good way to do that.
Ouija? We never actually speak.
The forbidden Ouija.
The gold split sound is Morgana
from Persona 5.
Oh.
When you see a treasure chest in dungeons specifically,
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite sounds in the game.
He goes, oh.
Alright, time to fuck up the bird.
Bird.
This is fine. Frankly, getting the bird and not having to wait for it to do a thing is perfectly acceptable.
Yep.
Let's get hit dart.
Grab the hit dart in the timer shot. Nice. The timer challenge that has the correct to it.
Yes.
People should look it up because it's nice. Hi, Dory again.
Well, my fault. I should have taken measures to avoid her specifically. That was my fault. I knew she was there. I didn't realize she was like as there as she was.
Right over it, yeah.
I was like, this is a pretty tightly timed one.
Yep. Yeah, you have to get your way down, and you can absolutely just wreck that as we saw.
Nope. Whoops.
I forgot.
Okay, so we're gonna do that right now. You're also gonna have to probably next set of moons are after this.
Yeah, then we got the broken color. A little room which we made.
Okay. Alright, so okay, I know what I'm doing. It's going down to Captain Toad and then doing that.
Yes.
So these are the filler moons, basically. Not this one here, but the ones we're about to do.
Yeah, deep down.
Get out of here. Yep. So yeah, basically these 2 moons are not on the route, but they are, or like not on the route in the paste bin, but they replace 2 moons that are
Terrible.
incredibly difficult.
Trixie.
I know you're there. Hmm. Ah, yes.
I'm in rock answer.
Yep. Well, deep down. You know what I mean. Entirely sure what I mean.
Yeah, then we go to our little room before we do.
It's a bit weird, like I could have seen this one being cut out.
Yeah.
Because it's like kind of the opposite direction of where you want to be going.
If you're doing the new route with crazy ass trick in it, which I recommend people look up, it is mental. That and the Lost Kingdom one, we're not also not doing. So like, they're basically earrings, and we're not doing them.
Hi, Metal Lake Jeep.
Yes, we've got all our replacement moons. But the moons we're replacing are in Lost.
Yeah, we'll be back once. We'll be back to Lost again, and that'll be when we catch back up with the count on the splits. Oh boy, it's time for that one. That fucking pillar. Piece of garbage. Who do you think you are? Who does these pillars think they is? Hate these pillars. They suck.
Alright, so I'm posting the one in Lake Kingdom that is in.
A little ridiculous. It's basically to replace the or like an extra moon right over here.
Yep, so this timer challenge So after you do this, you can actually use up to a moon over on that.
Basically one that you're supposed to get with art.
Yeah. Okay, so it's an art moon, you're not supposed to reach it from the level. But from that timer challenge, you can if you are phenomenally good at this game.
Yep.
So yes, when you do that actually...
it's just dating, or just Goomba dates, right?
Yeah.
Just horny Goombas. Oh, I even bounced off that lady's head.
So yeah, if you do that in main jump, if you activate the timer challenge, get Peach.
Talk to Peach. So you're already losing some time on the timer challenge.
Do the timer challenge, and as the timer challenge ending, you do that in ass jump.
Because you need your hat coming back to you.
Yes, because you need your hat to do this trick. You jump while you don't have your hat and hope it reaches.
Yep, Cascade now.
Some bullshit.
Oh!
Cascade's one I haven't really practiced. You're probably gonna have to just force feed me the route.
Yeah, no worries. That's what was the one we were.
Yeah. Timer challenge?
Yes. Then, yeah, watch the floor.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't really matter when you talk to Peach here, so I'm actually just gonna go straight past her. Oops.
Anyway.
Yeah, that was more shaking past my expiration date, basically.
Yeah, we're doing the timer challenge.
Nope. Yeah, that makes sense. Basically, the floating pillars are this one here.
Well, not these.
Not the ridiculous one. Not. So you go over here.
Smack that rock.
Get this second.
Happy buddy. Ow. Bueno. Friendo. Last time we were talking to Captain Toad.
Who is right here, and that's why you get that other move first.
Great.
Yes. Yep. I know what I'm doing here. The one thing I will do, though, is break this rock as well. I don't know the well as they probably should. This is actually a rock right here.
Yeah. I see. Right now.
Whoa. Anyway, the reason you do that is he breaks this instantly. Oh.
There we go.
Took a little bit of doing, yeah.
We can grab that. Hold on. Oh, okay. Break under the ground now.
That.
It's because he capitalized all of that.
Right. And then it's the chomp one that I just opened.
Yes, chomp.
Yeah. And then it's like some I'll know.
Treasure under the cliff.
Yeah. That one. That moon is a fucker sometimes. You'll understand.
Bonk.
That's an impressive bonk right
It
there.
wasn't really impressive, bonk. He cost him nothing.
That's the one. That's this one.
Oh yeah, this. Love this insanity.
The hat, skip, and a jump. Be good. Musical notes, or sorry, it'll be behind the waterfall, then
Yes.
musical notes. So basically, it's because you end up getting the.
Yeah, you do the notes, but you get. That's the notes. They're up there. And the one. Yeah, the thing about the root notes is they are very variable.
The cloud platforms are super finicky.
Sometimes the root, like when we did Lost, and it's like, oh right, yeah, you have to break the tape before you jump down to get this one.
This is fun.
So,
Because
yeah.
I jumped up and got that. Oh, it should have actually broken the. So anyway,
Oh, this one.
this one's fun.
This is going to the. The only sometimes it's like dead in the middle. Right. Oh, this one's weird.
This one sucks and is bad.
We've seen like Bailey.
Yeah, like people who are actually good at this game also
Like the
fuck
guy
this up.
setting the world record.
By the way, can you tell me this, please?
Yeah, next to the and guard by a pool. Also, because yeah, you jump back up. Yeah, then guard by a pool.
Don't arch. Or, sorry, that's the one that's just sitting out there.
Peach also found a lake.
I really understand why it has those in opposite order.
You can do the shopping, the bunny, the rubble, and
No, I meant more the Peach Fossil one, which seems a lot less ambiguous. That's Lake Kingdom Art. Fuck you, Amiibo Machine.
I'm hitting it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll figure that shit out later.
Yeah, we watched the oh man, that's what
I fucked myself. I fucked myself. Yeah, it's actually gonna take forever now. I mean, it's not that. That's not the problem here. It's a terrible decision. I shouldn't have done that.
yeah,
Hopefully this reloads them.
yeah, I really should do it from this.
It's more that you're up on this cliff.
Yeah, absolutely we should do
It's
it.
literally if I make him go in this direction, it would have been fine. Like, I could have done that before easily if he had not run to that part where he jumps off the cliff. Because there it doesn't matter how slow he's going. So, my fault.
I think if you get the shot on this person,
You should be able to get him the other direction. Like, it's really not. Like, the fact that I can't do it is in no way evidence that.
and that's the way the root has it. The root goes to shot on the person, it's funny.
Oh!
I guess that's when I'll do that. Yeah, do it when that cutscene fades out. I don't know.
Figure it
I
out.
haven't figured that out yet. Anyway, so now we go to Bowser's Kingdom.
Yeah, so we're warping to...
Yeah, Bowser's Kingdom I should know. Keep me honest, but I should be able to. I actually did practice this. But anyway, this is why we hit this one. The Moon Rock is right here. Spawns a moon. Great. Then we get that moon over there, which unfortunately requires us to, Yep. Ground pounding already there. Go. Now we warp up.
Keep the key.
Keep the key. Which is actually not as easy as it might seem because there are a billion icons there. Like, I can accidentally home in on Talkatoo, I can accidentally warp to, like, a lower thing. It's the, over the Poison Swamp. Poison Lake.
Oh, Poison Swamp. Up and down the night. Again, this one we just like, did we actually do this, the knocking on the frame?
The way God intended.
I think you're supposed to do it.
By getting shot up over here.
Okay, so we grab that one, not that.
Bowser's nose is the next one after
Yes.
frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's Bunny. By the way, the move that the guy does is superfluous. I don't know if I told you that. The move to get the bunny ground pound and half throw.
Okay.
Not necessary.
Okay.
Or so you're aware.
Hey.
Anyway, there's two MIPs here. The right one has the moon.
Right, when we were done, I went for the left one and then we hit a moon, and I was like, oh, maybe I can hit both of them? No! It's just the one on the right.
Yeah, the other one will just give you a coin if you catch him.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Kind of funny.
And it's a rumble under the floor.
Yep, rumble under the floor is fun because there's basically no
God,
indication,
yeah,
and I gotta tell you, the rumble is not the.
Oh, excellent.
I have like a very slight texture difference thing that I use for that. It's not. It's more of an art than a science. Facing the other way there, but it's fine. It's fine and good.
Then we're doing the statue room, and we found out that you can actually move the statues
Faster.
faster. You can actually make them run.
Turns out the answer is always shaking.
Motion controls. Yeah, you can actually make them go. We were watching the world record at the time, going, moving.
Yeah. Oh. I keep doing that.
Good choice!
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for the bits. Agent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go, get that. Warp to the shop.
I still love doing that bit couple times.
So now we warp over to the shop, and this is why we skipped the shop moons previously. Because Peach is here. Wearing a costume that we probably haven't seen in runs yet. The Fire Flower kimono.
Yeah,
The boom ass.
this is why we don't get the statues during the first visit. Because we're getting her here. Makes sense to do all our ducks in. And yeah, look at this statue go.
Nope, I have need of you still.
Can I actually grab this one now?
Yeah, because we'll actually just be warping.
Yep.
Rather
And
than
then we
coming
go
back.
and then we go back in and get this one.
By the way, this one isn't a cutscene. You can actually just jump out of it immediately. Now we're
Good
going
choice.
to the third courtyard rear.
Thank you, Civil Twilight.
Thank you so much, Civil Twilight, for the sports bits.
Love sports. I love food.
Love to sports bits. This one?
Yeah.
third courtyard outskirts.
And
And then a
final
totally
one.
new type of moon, like that probably I haven't shown off before.
Yeah, final moon.
Thought I was too far away. Somehow I was not. But this bird, if you try to like throw at it, it will fly away. The thing is, if you stand where it is and sort of just watch it till it despawns, it'll respawn right on you and you'll be touching it.
Yep.
This is sort of like a genre of bird that exists in several levels, like the moon.
The moon has one in it. Yeah, it's a little saucer. So you figure out the trick.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically once the bird despawns, if you're not looking at the place where he's supposed to spawn, he will spawn there. The thing is, if you're standing on that spot looking in first person, he'll spawn there.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, now we go to Lost Kingdom.
It's based on the fact that if you look away from where he is or he disappears, he respawns.
Yeah.
So... But you're not supposed to be on his spot.
Yeah.
Little quirk. Oh, I forgot Ghost, that bird is a Vanier existed. Yeah, the one on the moon sucked ass too.
So yeah, we had no idea about that thing the first time that actually she ran into it playing casually.
What you're supposed to, I'm pretty sure, is just like stand far enough away and grab it fast enough. I'm not actually sure. I think I just managed to sneak up close enough that Cappy got it before it flew.
Yeah, so also the reason that Lost Kingdom is the way it is we're actually going to grab most of the other 80% moons.
Yeah, so we're going to grab them now.
Oh, that works.
Moon.
I like how Cappy is totally undusted there.
After this one, we're then warping to...
Yep. Yeah, so you grab this one, you grab the moon rock that's right over there.
Like, I can't imagine the camera trick is what you get those birds, but I also don't really know how you're legit.
Yeah, we're a little not 100% on it. Anyway. So, you warp your way up here, and what do you know? It's Peach. You actually do talk to enough Peaches in this kingdom to get the moon from Toadette.
They're actually getting 15, I'm sure.
Yes. Where it used to be 14.
Yeah, I think so. That one.
Found with Snow Kingdom art. You'll remember is the Poochie.
Yes, because we have now missed the two tricksy ones.
I skipped the two ridiculous ones at this point.
I think I have. But I will now post the tricksy bullshit you're that we have replaced. So we'll...
Shit.
Oh shit.
I panicked. My fault. Alright. Not too bad. You do start right here, and where I'm trying to go is right down.
Yeah, we can actually just drop down.
Basically, this Wiggler really messes with me.
Oh, son of a gun.
Top a propeller pillar,
Yeah, so
and
this
then
is
notes.
why, this is why we do not get the propeller earlier. I get a different bucks.
Almost. Get it, then? Damn, I would have actually gotten that if I had stayed on that. I'm actually really surprised that I didn't.
Yeah, it's like it pulled off. No. This one sucks.
This one is really difficult to do properly, I've found. I can also fuck up walking on that narrow pillar right there. Now we go to another moon that sucks.
Yeah, then we go to pillar. Cut down bunny.
Alright, I have taken so much longer to do that in the past, so this is fine.
Yep, line it up, roll it up. I want that.
That is this one.
Ah, yeah, that one, aye. A little bit tricky, quite far away, climbing it. Actually.
Not trivial. I could have started running for that immediately, but I was like, is that gonna hit?
Yeah.
And then I get these next two out of order.
Climbing fruit.
Do not throw Cappy at that guy again. A waste of your time, because you have need of his services.
So this one is another one that we're doing out of order because the timer challenge. What speedrun does
is goes and grabs this moon over here first.
And then gets timer moon.
So like the moon I grabbed on top of that last tree
It's
was
a
a
timer
timer moon that goes away if you don't do it fast enough.
Yeah.
The speedrun grabs that shining fruit one first and then goes and grabs it, which is fucking ridiculous.
That sets you up to just take the Odyssey.
Yep.
But the timing is extremely tough.
The timing is extreme, to say the least. Anyway, so we are now going back to Mushroom and finishing the run.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and doing others.
Yeah, doing
Oh.
the birds. Doing our pals, the birds.
And brooding.
Yeah, we do the music one, and the...
This is exactly the same,
It's exactly the
except
same.
we
We're getting
talk to Toadette a little bit more.
We get one extra one from...
Yes. Sir,
Sure,
please allow
sir,
me to throw
sir,
you a flat and blocky classic.
Sir, please, sir.
Remember, you have to press A there and then B immediately, because if you just mash
And
A, you turn the song on and off.
Yeah, do not turn that song on and off.
He also tells you about the music thing. Yeah, B. And yeah, pretty much Bellathon. Entirely muscle memory being able to do that.
Yep.
Both of those tricks really are.
Oh god, yeah. But they're... Oh.
The only weird thing is, like, the only way to get out of first-person mode like that is to, like, press the stick again, and I always forget that.
Press it.
Alright, so, Toadette should be giving us 12 moons here. After we get through the first few, she will talk a lot faster. Power Moon Knight. Power Moon Knigget.
Okay.
Collecting World Tour. And now I don't really need to mash anymore, I just have to make sure I'm pressing A at the right time.
Oh yeah, there I see. Captain Toad.
Yeah. And I assume that's even with the extra. Because yeah, I think you meet 7 Captain Toads and I've done it. That's the thing. Sometimes you're slightly over, which means that, you know, they can be you can consider taking some of those out of the run without losing the bonus move. That's kind of what makes routing these non-any% runs really interesting, because this achievement system has, like, a lot of incentive to do specific types of ones enough to get a thing.
Yep. For doing it, you just get an extra moon for free.
Yeah. Yeah, you get all of the moons associated with it, and then a bonus moon, and getting the bonus moons, if you're gonna get one, you might as well get a fuck ton of them, and one of them is literally just beat the game.
Yep. I have to get some goddamn bunnies.
12, we want 4, we want her to give us 2 more.
Novus, and then
then
loaded
coins.
coins.
Yep, which we more than have enough for. That's the nice thing, you do not have to think about that at
No,
all.
coin routing, unnecessary in 1.2. Get the Sphinx ones, and the
I hope you achieve your dreams.
2 Luigi ones, there is very little way you did not get about
Yep.
coin.
Yeah, I mean, the 400 free coins made a route that was already fairly coin-heavy into, or like, you know, already fairly high up on the coin counts, into something that's like, well, now I don't even have to think about it. Alright, I haven't fought the Brutals in quite a while now.
Here. But we do know where to get something that will help us.
Yes, it turns out it's actually really easy.
Oh.
Oddly enough, that was a gold split. Alright, I am not even going to look at my time right for the rest of this.
Nope. Fair. More than fair.
I may ask you to come press the button at the end, because that's like the most awkward one. 0 on the numpad.
Okay.
And I mean, even if you miss it, it can be retimed. We'll figure it out. Oh, we've made it to Darkside. Yeah, there's a Captain Toad meter and also a Captain Toad greeter achievement that Toadette gives you, which is fantastic. This game is great.
Bunnies. Bunnies are okay.
Yeah, because they don't have moons on them.
Bunnies.
It turns out, to throw on that. Oh, what do you know?
Yeah.
6 health instead of 3 for this boss rush, and like literally right by the thing.
It costs you what the second it takes to.
Yeah, basically, and the time it takes for the cap to, you know, make it spawn. So yeah, we'll be doing that until I get real comfortable with this. Hope I'm not too far over. Yeah, I thought I was. Nice. Wrong stuff. Tiny. Yeah, if you're too, the only way you can really fuck that up is if you're too far over. Wait. Oddly enough, it is generally safer to be jumping here. Good. I'm bad at me. Bonk. The second jump has really weird timing. When I'm like in practice with it, it's not so bad. That's like really the only part of the fight that isn't pretty easy at this point. I mean, the first one I missed because I was just too far over, which happens. That's like the only way that you miss that jump as long as you ground pound on him there. He'll like start moving to the side, and like normally you'll have moved enough to compensate for it, or you'll be over it to the left enough to compensate. But if you're too far to the right, you'll land on the hat next to him, basically. Yeah, I'm definitely more tuned for this on the moon gravity flag, screwing her up. Yeah, which is why I'm screwing it up in Bowser's Kingdom. The last one's tough in general, especially in moon gravity. Like it's actually like easier in Bowser's Kingdom when you're in normal gravity, and harder in moon gravity when she jumps twice and throws it at you. Yeah, I haven't even done a lot of the Dark Side challenge rooms, because I've heard they're ridiculous, and I mean I mostly do speedruns of this game, which don't usually involve the Dark Side. But yeah, you unlock like a ton of old challenges that you now have to do capless and stuff like that. Yeah, no, the Dark Side of the Moon has some of the hardest challenge things in the entire game.
Never 100%. Like,
it's not even hard, it's just so easy to fuck up. This is there we go. Okay, 5 health going into Rango's good. Rango's still definitely the one I could fuck up the worst.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Rango's the real final boss of this game.
He's the real
Moon
final
Rango.
boss. Moon Rango. Also because he's the last one. So
yeah, so like
him, you've got to go through the rest.
Every single time you want to fight him, you have to fight all of the other ones. You're in Moon Gravity, so you can't really replace that with anything. It's not easy. I think you actually can. I might be able to, after I beat it, get a line up to it. I'm not 100% though. Might have to check that if there's an easier way to fight him after I've beat the game. Beaten the dark side. Almost. I can accept that.
There we go. Acceptable. Like,
Didn't take any damage.
Didn't die. Didn't die.
Did not die.
Everything is okay.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so, Mecha Brutal. Final fight. If you want to move over now, you can.
Yep. Oh.
Basically, the reasoning for this being that it's really awkward to hit the button to end the run and grab it at the same time. Oops. I just ran into the door a second time. But Yanyo Senshi, thank you so much for the sub. Resub.
If it were dogs instead of rabbits, it would be the bark side of the moon.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's when I touch the moon, but I'll give you the warning about it. This fight does take a non-zero amount of time. The camera doesn't even get with the program until you actually jump off the wall.
No, it's like, where are you going? What are you doing? Get out of here.
Legs.
I want to see the legs, right?
Hello. Ground pound down here. Gotta make sure, absolutely certain that I get down there. Down, fast. There, did the timing on that one right. Definitely, probably the easiest part of this refight to fuck up. That's that. Alright, so yes, now as soon as I touch the moon, you can hit the 0 numpad. That will be a run. Although this whole cutscene does have to replay. Also, it's because it's like just far enough away from you that it's kind of awkward. 2:13:46. Current PP is 2:20:03. 7 minutes. So like, even discounting the brutal refight time, that would have been faster than the old route that I was running.
I'm sure you have.
That's
I'm
wild.
Sure the last one was like,
Thank you.
Thank you, Civil Twilight.
Thank you. Go.
And Misery Marrow whenever it comes up.
I'm sure about 5 minutes of that was
bunnies.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Thank you.
Congrats on not getting killed by bunnies.
Agreed. That was good.
At least a minute of that was just time save.
Yeah.
So I knew that going in because
Right.
I'm sure your last brutal was like.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna check, because like when you beat this, you can see a phone line actually comes up and gives you a warp up to the top. I'm curious if it's possible to refight Rango, or if they're all just gone by this point.
Yeah, because Mama Brutal.
Yeah, like a bunch of the bosses actually do come back.
If you go back into the moon, inside the lava roomy bit, fight Mama Brutal, and she respawns and you.
Yep. I do think if you go in the bottom, it will. Like you will refight them. I don't know if going through the other way will do it. Something like that. Pretty serious. Oh, there we go. Wow.
Okay.
I need to keep this in mind then.
Alright.
I can actually practice Rango. Thank God.
Rango immediately. I guess you thought of that because I found that you could fight Mama Brutal.
I mean, I knew about the refights. I just hadn't really thought about.
Like the moon one.
Yeah, like specifically. That's the thing that when it happens, it really fucks me up. The camera turning, 'cause it's like straight above Mario right now. There we go. Yeah, alright, I will have to keep that in mind. But oh my god, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we'll have to put the local recording up.
Yep. I'll have to see where I am on the.
It'll be on YouTube.
Yep, we will upload the full one to YouTube because the stream archive won't be quite correct.
I have that up.
213.46.
36th.
I am 36th now. Wow.
From 42nd.
Yeah, that's really good because that's top half now, isn't it?
Just about.
Just
yeah.
almost. Actually, I think there are like 60 runners, so I'm slightly below it. AW 606. That's how I'm going to choose to call that. Thank you so much for the follow. But yeah, wow, 7 minutes of save there. 6 minutes and change of save. Pretty good. This new route. I mean, I think it also helps that I've practiced like a lot of the post-game kingdoms, which took a while.
I also think, even though we actually only got hit once, like, I think the extra 3
Oh
allows
god,
you
yes,
to
it is
relax
absolutely.
a little
I am no longer panicked every time I take the first
bit.
hit.
Yeah, you take like
which
1
is
hit and you're down to 2. And you're
Kinda
like, oh my God,
huge.
I have 2 for the other 4, well, 3
Yeah.
fights plus mecha, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, in the Discord they were like, just take the heart every time until you like always complete it with the second heart intact. And that's just like, yeah, that's a good idea. Woo! Alright, well, that was Fast Friday.
Yeah, awesome.
Pretty good run.
And we'll be back, scheduled Sunday.
Yep.
For Radiant Dawn is finally starting, because we finished Pokemon and can actually get to our sub goal. Get that going.
Should be a fun time, quote unquote.
I'm gonna yell a bit like, I hope you guys are here for that.
Yep. Nothing's landing on his nose because he's inside, I believe.
Yeah.
If you do it, if I were to like warp back over to the moon, I believe a moonbird will land on your nose here. Pretty sure that happens. There may also be other streams over the weekend. Partly there's like an Eternal event going on, and I might just stream some runs of that. It's a pretty vanilla event, but I have some fun decks that probably worth taking.
Yeah, and we may or may not start streaming Fiesta again.
Yep.
I am. Where am I? Oh, I'm about to fight Gilgamesh on the ship.
Right.
I'm about to do the submarines. So
Fire a sub.
I am making my way through run 2.
Yep. Alright.
We will see you on Sunday if we don't come earlier.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.